right now. Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. I'm Drew Hoffman.
And I'm Franny Smith. Macomb's resident Susan Tex expressed her disapproval to City Council on a liquor license application for Outskirts Fun Center located at 201 Shady Lane.
Is this what you want in the community of Macomb, Illinois? Is this the message you want to send when we're trying to entice people to come to our university that gives us jobs and it's all safe family?
You know, I think we offer a intriguing.
City Attorney Chris.
According to the U.S. Department of Statistics of reported crimes on campuses. One of the biggest changes made is the reporting of crimes that were investigated and determined to be policy and procedures for crimes like these in their annual security reports. A new addition to the based on the location of where the stalking first took.
The 5th annual event took place Thursday night at Hansen Field parking lot. This year's theme was Shatter the Silence, End the Violence. The streets of Macomb were lined with candlelit jugs while participants walked from Hansen parking lot and ended at Chandler Park. The Western Illinois Regional Council Community Action Agency Victim Services Program partnered with the WIU Women's Center to put on the event. Take Back the Night is an event that increases awareness to end dating and domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and other forms of sexual violence.
Thanks. Yeah, here down on the area, slowly warming up the temperatures. Right now we're sitting at 60 degrees. It's probably about as high as we're going to get for the rest of the day, with sunny skies and winds coming out of the east at about 5 miles per hour. And if we look at the temperatures right now in the area, 58 in Galesburg, 59 in Peoria, a little bit warmer along the river, 60 in Burlington, 62 in Keokuk and Quincy. As for our first look, weekend temperatures will be moving upwards. We are going to get into the very low 70s for Saturday and Sunday, and there is going to be a little bit of rain in the forecast. Stay tuned for my full weather forecast to find out when.
Thanks, Matt. WIU holds many charitable events. One of the largest on campus took place this past weekend. News 3's Jeremy McCool has the story.
This year, Western Illinois University decided to carry on its tradition. This past Saturday, WIU held their 3rd annual Fallen Soldier 5K race. As early as 8:30 a.m., people flooded the recreation center to sign in for this race with much enthusiasm.
I am absolutely ecstatic about the race today. This is my very first 5K and I'm honored to be able to run into it.
Over 500 people participated in this event, everyone from kids to veterans to your average Joe, all in support of the fallen soldiers.
Well, the event actually started in 2012 through the idea of Dana Bierbaum, who was a former employee of Western. She had a passion towards helping veterans and was on the Employee Wellness Committee and just kind of started the idea, and we've continued it on after she left.
Ironically, this event shows no sign of slowing down. With over 500 participants this year, this is one of the largest philanthropies at WIU.
Well, it supports a great cause for our own veterans coming to Western, and I think that's one of the reasons that there's a great support across the community, not just from the people that are organizing it.
This is the biggest road race in Macomb history.
Construction will end.
Thompson Hall is turning the 18th floor into a haunted hall, premiering October 24th and will be open from the 25th, 29th, and $35 and $3 if you have a canned good. The canned goods will go to the Stuff the Bus program held in early November. Former WIU professor and longtime resident of Macomb, Chris Bricks, has been challenging the community to make a difference. Bricks will match up to $1,000 in donations made to the McDonough County Humane Society as part of what the Humane Society is calling the Bricks Challenge. Bricks attended a fundraiser that aimed to raise money for animal vaccinations, which got him ways he can give back. He spoke with a student in one of his classes about promoting the event and turning. The donations will be accepted until October 31st.
And speaking of animals, each week News 3 brings you closer to an animal in need of a home. This week's pets of the week are Sundrop and Captain Claw. These two are very young, playful cats that are very energetic. Both were drop-offs at the animal shelter. Sundrop is the one with the golden spots, hence the name, and the Captain is the gray one. Captain is estimated to be around 14 to 16 weeks old. If you're interested in adopting an animal, the shelter is located on Tower Road. All the animals will be there waiting to meet their new best friend.
Coming up in 2 minutes on News 3's Live at 4. We will take you behind the scenes of one of Western's main stage performances.
And former President Clinton was in Chicago today touring with Governor Quinn.
know what, guys? My brush over here. We should probably move.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
University. From networking in DC at a national conference to getting hands-on experience behind the news desk and in the field, the opportunities I have at WIU are preparing me for a successful media career. This is my story. What will your success story be?
Get a real-life experience that...
Now from Macomb in high definition.
You've probably seen one of Western's main stage theater productions, but do you know what goes on behind the scenes?
News 3's Chantel Chamberlain gives us a look behind those velvet curtains.
The most important part is making sure you're on the same page as the director.
The collaboration and the research.
The communication.
Tech Week. Telling the story.
Western Illinois University puts on 3 main stage productions a semester, but few people ever see what goes on backstage to make these productions happen.
There are many elements that make up a main stage theater production, and they all come together on this stage.
There are 4 design areas: sound, lighting, costumes, and sets.
I built a model and developed some renderings. Actually, the renderings came first. So we did some renderings of what the sets are going to look like, and then the director approved them.
Each department has its own challenges in putting together each production. Some are more obvious.
The hardest part?
Or unusual.
For this current show, I
work.
Being able to experience each show and being a part of the process throughout it is just exciting, seeing where it all began and where it ends. Through not only the designs, but the acting, the directing, and just the entire as a whole.
Reporting for News 3, I'm Chantel Chamberlain.
It looks as though government are focusing on the economic condition of the state. Rauner has had this to say about Clinton's visit to Chicago. There is nothing Bill Clinton can say or do to change the simple fact Pat Quinn already raised your taxes, and he's determined to do it again in just over 2 weeks. While the unemployment rate is down in the state, it is still higher than the national average.
The sentencing of Oscar Pistorius has come to a close. Pistorius was sentenced today in the killing of after a lengthy trial in person. On a charge of culpable homicide, the judge gave Pistorius a maximum sentence of 5 years imprisonment. The judge chose to suspend a 3-year sentence on a firearms charge, running it concurrently with his imprisonment. At least 20 students ages 10 to 12 were on the track during PE class.
Technology may be able to help of what they eat. Weight loss apps may be offered. Alane. The apps help groups foods are red, yellow, or green. Children are taught to reduce the unhealthy red light foods over time. If a child or family needs additional help, some apps offer coaching, usually at a fee. And according to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, obesity rates among children ages 2 to 5 fell to 8.4% in 2011 to 2012. That number was down from 13.9% in 2003 to 2004.
Leaves continue to fall as temperatures continue to rise to unseasonable levels.
Matt Kablusik has more coming up after the break. When you get to be a part of the people that really are here for one common goal, one common interest, and that's to be the best, and that's such a big deal to me. You see all these plaques hanging around here. I definitely want to make my mark before I leave here as well. Last year, there was no one better than Western's newscast. Plain and simple, we won statewide and then nationally. I couldn't be any happier with how things are going out for me right now. Everything that I wanted, I got.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And Shelter Pets makes super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a Shelter Pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
That's me, Joe Decker. owner of San Diego-based Gut Check Fitness, Guinness Book or World Record holder, World's Fittest Man, and WIU graduate. There are a few things that have helped me get to the top of my industry. Growing up on a farm in the Midwest, serving in the U.S. military, and graduating from WIU. This is my story. What will your success story be?
Welcome back to News 3. We're here in Macomb. We're looking at 60-degree temperatures with sunny skies with winds coming from the east at about 5 miles per hour. For our regional temperatures, fairly close to 60 just about everywhere you go. Peoria, it's 59, 61 in Springfield, and 62 along the Mississippi River. As for our radar, nothing really going on. Clear skies pretty much everywhere. And so we move forward to our surface map where you can see this cold front just stretching through the Midwest. It's pretty much just going to stay stationary, not really going to move into our area, but it is going to be bringing in some very sustained chilly winds over the next 2 days, and potentially going to be moving out as a new system comes in 2 days to bring a little bit of precipitation. As I was saying, we move forward to Thursday's forecast. We're going to get a system of low pressure coming through here in the Midwest, bringing us a pretty decent chance of precipitation here in Macomb. As for tonight, we are going to get down to a low of 37, which is low enough to actually have a wind chill value of 32 with those winds coming out of the east at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. As for tomorrow, we're going to look at another high of about 60 degrees, very similar to today, mostly sunny skies with winds coming out of the southeast at about 10 miles per hour. As for our 5-day, we're looking pretty decent for mid-October. 60 tomorrow, 60 tomorrow, 60 on Thursday with that 40% chance of precip, 67 on Friday, and on the weekend we do rise up to 70 on Saturday and 73 on Sunday with those mostly cloudy skies. Guys, 70 and 73 for mid-October, that's pretty good. That's pretty good for me.
Yeah, I'm starting to think Mother Nature's confused.
Yeah, I can't keep up with this.
Alrighty, Jeff is next with sports. And with the leaves changing, that means football season. Now it's starting to be the prime time of the season. And that means everybody's battling for their playoff spots. One of those teams, Macomb Bombers, as they're trying to make their push toward the end of the season.
And Western Illinois football scored early and often against Illinois State. See if they could take down the Redbirds after the break.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point. There's smoky.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
News 3 means to me an amazing experience. Being able to work with seniors, it's given me the experience and the knowledge and getting to know more about writing and becoming a better writer.
being able to be an anchor and do what I want to do in life. I don't want to leave. I'm not ready yet. I don't think there are words to describe how thankful I am for everything that everybody has given me and taught me while I'm here at Western.
Welcome back to Live at 4. The Macomb Bombers football team was back in action Saturday for a midseason non-conference bout against Mater Dei Catholic. The game got started out in a big way with the opening kickoff being returned by Josh Habers. The junior takes it 70 yards down the sideline, breaking a couple of tackles, and returns it 70 yards down the sideline for the early night score. This was a highly competitive game in the first quarter, at least. The Bombers would answer right back in the seesaw first quarter. Here he fakes it to the fullback and gives it to Trey Augusta, who bursts up the middle, a big hole, basically untouched, runs it 63 yards for a Bomber touchdown. It combined 4 touchdowns in the game's first 5 minutes, got this game rolling out big. Later on in the first half, the passing game finally shows some life. That's Jacob Poor finding Lucas Vanatan on the slant over the middle for 33 yards and a score. But it was all Mater Dei in this one. Nate Rakers busts through the Bomber defense for a score. Mater Dei blows out the Bombers 50-29. And Western Illinois took on the undefeated Illinois State Redbirds on Saturday, and this one would come down to the wire. Illinois State came into this game ranked 9th in the nation and is Western's oldest rival, so not hard for this team to get amped for this one. The Redbirds started out early with a 69-yard run up the sideline by their junior running back Marshawn Kopprich to put ISU up 6-3. They would miss the extra point, Kopprich's 12th touchdown on the season. The next Illinois State drive saw quarterback Trey Roberson throw an errant red zone pass into the hands of defensive back David McDaniel for one of his 3 turnovers in the first half. Western would be dominant in the first half. Here's Trenton Norvell lobbing one up to Lance Lenore, and he dives into the end zone for a touchdown. Western went up into the half 24-6. But after 21 unanswered points to start the second half, ISU and Norvell throws a bomb over the middle to the left side, finds Lance Lenore for a 75-yard touchdown pass. Lance Lenore had a career day with 195 receiving yards on 12 catches, both career highs. But Roberson comes right back with it. He launches a 25-yard strike to Cameron Meredith for a juggling touchdown in the corner of the end zone to tie things up at 34 apiece. Unfortunately, Western's next possession, they were rolling, but Trenton Norvell throws an interception that was tipped and caught by David Perkins, and Illinois State would turn that into a game-winning field goal as time expired to keep their undefeated season alive, and Western falls to 3-5 on the season in a heartbreaking loss at Hanson Field. And Western Illinois volleyball had more than it could handle on Friday against the IUP-UI Jaguars. Let's take a look at the game from Western Hall. IUP-UI came in 3rd in the Summit League, and they showed how great they were in this one. Here, Peyton Crosser dives for a save under the net, and Samantha Fournier is able to get it over the net. And Jordan Jackson gets the block off the strike for an early Western point. She finished the game with 3 blocks. Later on, it's the bump by Molly Murphy and the setup by Samantha Fournier and the spike by Ann Miller. Murphy moved her way into 10th all-time on the Western Digs list on Sunday. But the Jaguars would assert its dominance often. Here they handled the Miller spike and set up Caitlin Hickey for the kill. IUP-UI would win it in 3 straight sets, and Western falls to 4-16 on the season. Lastly, the WIU men's soccer team traveled to Eastern Illinois Saturday and beat the Panthers in a 1-0 shutout. Senior midfielder Mario Alvarez was able to punch in a goal in the second half to give Western the win. In a historic win for the team, head coach Eric Johnson won his 150th game as head coach of Western Illinois. And the team continued their shutout streak at 154 minutes without letting up a goal. That is the best in Division I. And lastly, they are first place in the Summit League with 4 conference games left to be played before the playoffs begin. Western Illinois will stay on the road this week with games at Drake and at IUP-UI. So men's soccer is rolling, guys. They look like the team that's going to make its way into the postseason out of the fall sports, and that Western football game, such a heartbreaker to lose to that in-state rival in Illinois State, guys.
Yeah, after watching that first half, I thought that Western was going to win that game by 30 points, but 24 unanswered in the fourth quarter. Who would have thought?
Yeah, Illinois State, just a completely different team in the second half. They really took it to us. and fans left really disappointed that Saturday night.
Can imagine.
Thank you, Jeff. Coming up in 2 minutes, the late night star Jimmy Fallon is going to be hitting the bookshelves.
That story after the break.
Before the lights go on, dedication, teamwork, precision. Award-winning leadership brings you Macomb's only local TV newscast. On the air, live at 4, Friday mornings at 10, and online all the time. Our community, your community, News 3.
Take a train to go. Stand by 3 for the push-in.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
That's low. That's low and below. Look, he's blushing.
Late night star Jimmy Fallon can now add author to his list of titles. The late night comic recently published a children's book called Your Baby's First Word Will Be Dada.
Fallon wrote the book as a how-to for young dads to not miss the moment like he did. Despite all his efforts, his daughter's first word was mama. According to Amazon, the book will be available early in the summer.
And that will do it for our Tuesday show. For Jeffrey Marta, I'm Drew Hoffman.
And for Macaboose, we'll stay on top of your news overnight and bring you the latest updates on our Facebook page. Find us at News 3 WIU.
And have a good evening. Well, I don't know.